Yo, what's up everyone? It's Crusaders of Liberty. I'm gonna be doing another video. This is gonna be another fan suggestion video. This was in my comments from the interview I did the other day with Lord of the Robe. This is from Rachmanov. I'll put it on screen now. Idea for video in Steam reviews if you're looking at the recent ones. Negative reviews are longer with actual points. Meanwhile, half of the positive ones are literally what would qualify as positive review bombing from bots. Now, thank you for that video idea, and I'm going to be going over that now. As you can see on screen here, we've got some reviews from my friends from a while ago. You see, these are both from 2024. And they're quite positive because they've not updated, and they've since quit the game. I'll put it that way. And as you can see in that comment, there's some positive comments here. We've got just democracy, great dating sim. To get down claim because I say, it's Mr. Sam it's like to run the border because the game is the same thing. You run around and shoot aliens. Good game. For democracy. Very fun game, very shit developer who refuses to balance the game because they think that armor. Yeah, okay. Here's some negative ones. Not recommended. This game can be completely described by a single phrase. Rules for thee, but not for me. This game is promised to be one of the best, but sadly plagued by a dev team with antagonistic dungeon master syndrome. I can't speak today. It feels like devs don't like their own fandom, nor game and their balance patches, enemy designs, buffs, nerfs, and community interaction. Show that quite well. They are constantly contradicting themselves in balance patches and design through telling the community that the one true flag having an AoE buff is space magic, then immediately releasing agitators that have an AoE buff for the enemies. That is only one of the many contradictory design choices that they have done. Go away. I turned off notifications for this video. I've completely changed my computer to not have notifications. They have also lied to the community about nerfing weapons, saying they won't nerf the Coyote rifle, then shadow nerf it on the side, and not say it in the patch notes. They see the players having fun with a meta that they did not intend, then get annoyed the players are not playing the way they were meant to play and nerf whatever strategy the players have found, to force them into the way that was the intended. RIP Charger leg meta. Yeah, that's something that is a very big issue. It's like the tech war they have with the stratagem jammers, where we started taking out the fabricators underneath the strat jammer. They got rid of that. They introduced the ultimatum, and then with ultimatum it, they got rid of that. And then they released the portable hell bomb, and now the only way is to run them with a portable hell bomb or turn it off conventionally, which both suck. So that's another thing. Weapon balance is horrendous too. One primary will do well across the board, then another will underperform in a single use case it has. And instead of giving it some more push to give it some value compared to other primaries, they left it to rot while others can be a jack of all trades for some reason. Stratagem weapons are the worst offenders, and certain ones will one-tap objective across the map, while others are riddled with bugs since launch to the near point of unusable. Anti-material rifle. Yeah, I wish anti-material rifles would anti-material some more, because they just seem to be a pseudo shotgun with it, like it's just a shotgun with some range. That's how it works, and you can't aim. You can't like aim. That's not down sights. I would really like the anti-material rifle to be better because I'd probably use it a lot more. I'd like the idea of sitting up on a rock and just blowing enemies away with a big ass sniper. Moving on. Bugs are rampant in the game as well. Some have been in the game since launch and never fixed. Some are newer that can prevent a win. All these have the same thing in common. Zero notice from the devs. It feels they don't even know their own code, so they won't attempt to fix said bugs. Brackets. After new information being exposed, it is shown that Arrowhead has quite likely outsourced many coding and models to other studios, which is quite likely why this is a thing. End bracket. Very true. I have done a video on that. The worst part to me is Arrowhead's ability to nerf the player in some aspects, then attempt to sell the player a fix to said player. Fix the player a nerf through a war bond. The player would get their nerf to something and then get a warbond that has an armor passive that counteracts said nerf. Extremely scummy, especially when a new player wants to try the game and most of the content that is usable is behind a paywall or grind wall. Yeah, that's true. I personally grinded a lot to get all the warbonds. I never paid, but it is true that they just, uh, they put it behind a paywall by nerfing it and then letting you put in a new weapon. It's very much just create the problem, sell the solution, and it's unacceptable. Very scummy tactic. And we move on to, I can probably put another 3 or 4 paragraphs about the toxic community, enemy designs going against the playstyle of the factions, enemy balance, spawns, and more bugs. Something, warbonds, etc. We should get to the point now. Arrowhead has made the gem of a game, but it feels like they don't enjoy the game they made, and are actively trying to run it into the ground or start again. Yeah, I mean, I see that a lot myself. So they've put an edit here. Edit, hooray. Guys, they buffed the one true flag, and guess what? It's blank. This shows how absolutely petty Arrowhead is with their community. We want a OTF buff forever, but they should attack us saying it's space magic and they wouldn't do such a thing, that it's a joke bond, while charging the same price as a regular bond, and only after being called out by the community on the hypocrisy of the agitators, they reluctantly give it a buff. And that buff is the most half-baked, horrid buff. They will shoot at whoever is holding it, but only if you are actively waving it. It is the hardest smack in the face patch ever. They talk about realism, but I'd like to think realism is when they see a flag on the back of a Helldiver and try attacking him for having it, or waving it on his back. In brackets, which mind you is about as high as if you were waving it, or if you planted it on the ground and Helldivers were rallying to its defense. How the hell does it being planted and rallied around not make them want to destroy it more than if one was waving it? Oh, I know, it's because Arrowhead hates when the player base wants to do something they don't want. Why should someone opt into having to wave the flag instead of, oh, I don't know, shooting what's trying to kill them? The only thing I could think of with this buff is maybe you could wave it as sentries kill to change the target from the sentries to you. Oh wait, Arrowhead hates you, and they made their turrets higher targets than the flag bearer. Arrowhead, you're an absolute joke of a company and clearly hate the game. Fix your blank, I think that means shit, and listen to the community. Your ratings are going down every day as you let the game burn. Which is very true. As the commenter said on my channel, these not recommended reviews are very detailed and give a lot of evidence to support why they don't agree. Whereas these positive ones are just very bottish. Like this guy's just positive comment, great dating sim, 1,000 hours. What? So we've got here, recommended, love the game with friends, not too much fun by myself. I mean, yeah, makes sense. It's, you're meant to play it with friends or with randoms, at least. It's better with multiple people, multiple targets hitting, more bullets firing downrange, but here we have another negative. We've got not recommended, Docs is 1. I love this game, but non-existent balance and corporate greed continues to win. Good luck, Arrowhead. I'd love to recommend this game. Disabling comments. People do not have critical thinking or even functional brains that would rather see lobotomites and my notifications every day. P.S. Recent patch was good, need more fixes for game health and more balancing, so some weapons don't just feel like straight downgrades compared to others. I don't want to feel punished for not taking a specific weapon to a specific front. Very true, I agree with that a lot. What we got here? We've done plenty of recommended. I want to find some not recommended. Huh, they're trying to show me a lot of recommendeds. This is very suspicious. Look at all these recommended, right? Okay, here we go. So you see how that was just all recommended? If we go to recent reviews, it says mixed. But we just saw all those reviews there. There was about 4 negative reviews and the rest were positive, which seems like they're pushing the positives and throwing the negatives to the back. Because how could it be mixed, but nearly all of those be positive on the recents? That's interesting. I do want to point out as well, I did leave a negative review. How do I God, I'm so bad. Okay, here we go. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we've got my review here. This should be a lesson on how to ruin a golden opportunity. The devs have so many times to make things great and stumble at the last step every time. They also seem to try and stomp out the toxic community that's festering. Try not to stomp out the toxic community that's festering. So yeah, do better. Seems quite simple to... Oh my man, come on. Seems quite simple to me, but I'm no dev. That was my own review. But yeah, it seems interesting how, like the comments have said, all of these reviews that are positive are just nonsense. And then all these negative reviews seem quite well thought out. But then when you go to look at all the reviews, they don't show the not recommended, despite this changing, which I find to be odd. But that's a conspiracy for another day. Yeah, like all these, this is just a meme. The best games so far, discounts only 25%. Yeah. I hate Illuminates equal one baddie picks one. See, look. Yeah, that commenter is very correct in his assumptions. This as well. We got. Yeah, okay, this is one we should look at. Mandatory anti-cheat software installation required. It does nothing. Positive, anyway. Yeah, the anti-cheat doesn't really work, and it's very invasive. It's kernel-level anti-cheat, which is very aggressive for your computer. That's basically getting into, like, its heart and lungs, if it was a person. And if that can get, like, taken over, they have... If a hacker can control that anti-cheat and use it for malicious stuff, they have complete control over your computer. And that's no good. But I think I'm going to wrap up this video here. I want to just do my obligations and tell you to like and subscribe and join the Discord, all that. You know, it helps the channel grow. Lets me know that you're looking to support it. And if you're still watching this far in, please check out the interview I did with Lord of the Robe. It's a very interesting video. We go for about an hour and a half and just talk about all the different things of the game at the moment. But as always, I hope you all have a great day. I hope you're all going to do well. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, again, leave a comment. Comments really do help me in the algorithm, and I'll be very grateful for every comment. I do read every comment. I respond to positive ones. I respond to valid criticism, and I just hope you all have an amazing day and stick around for videos to come.